have to get on this quick, apparently, before something is leaked to me about this roadmap update. I have somehow survived the entire day without seeing it. So we're going to jump right into it so nobody can spoil it for me. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Every 2 weeks, roadmap, or the usual thing. Right away, Star Citizen 1.0 is here. I do not have the old version of this where I can not block everything right now. I do not have that scene at the moment. As many of you know, my computer died, and I am slowly rebuilding, the 10 years of Twitch scenes that I've had all dialed in and correct. So I'm going to do my best to try and read all this, even though it's extremely tiny text. Following the reveal of Star Citizen 1.0 at CitizenCon 2954, we're excited to introduce a new addition to the release view in the public roadmap. This column outlines the high-level objectives for the 1.0 persistent universe, offering a clear vision of where we're headed. While not a comprehensive list of every feature, it highlights the core goals that will shape the 1.0 experience. All right, so it doesn't answer any of the questions, most likely, that people have about certain things. I imagine there might be some stuff there that's surprising or whatever. So we'll take a look at that. This new column represents our development journey towards 1.0, allowing us to continuously release features and content ahead of and leading into the official 1.0 launch. As features and content are completed and ready for the next live patch, they'll migrate from the Star Citizen 1.0 column into a dedicated patch-specific column. This approach lets us deliver regular updates to live servers while giving you a clear picture on what to expect from the 1.0 experience overall. Okay. I think they'll eventually have to make a what is Star Citizen 1.0 thing. So instead of migrating it away from it and making 1.0 look like it has less and less features, to just be like, this is what 1.0 is at some point or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Let's go to release view. That's not what I was trying to. Control 2. There we go. All right. So release view, I can actually zoom into this a little bit. Now we see Star Citizen 1.0. Characters, Starware. They're going to have to put about 500 different characters here because we should have a bunch of mission givers and stuff like that. But again, high-level stuff, so it's whatever. Gameplay, law and security, planetary shields. Obviously, this is massive and huge. I actually recorded a video yesterday that probably won't come out now for a little bit because I'll probably make this 4.0. My experience with 4.0 today, but it'll probably come out later. That I really dive into that, I think, and why it's so important to me. Ownership. A robust ownership system for items, vehicles, and more, including the ability to transfer ownership both legally and illegally. Very cool. I like that that's what they call it, ownership. Now, I hope there is a way to... I hope it is robust. And I hope it is a situation where it's not just ownership, but I own this, but you can also use it if you want. For example, guild org members, right? The guild system provides rewards and content for different professions to players as they complete contracts and earn reputation. Remember, this isn't just tied to orgs. The guilds, they talked about it within orgs so much that I think people don't necessarily realize, this is a lot of solo content here for you as well. Insurance, taxes, and warranty. A new system to handle medical, item, vehicle, and associated fees. They need to go into much more detail on this, like an hour-long video or more on how that's going to work eventually. Reputation, huge, obviously. Very much goes into the guild system, right? But other things. New player professions. Addition of new player professions to the persistent universe. Well, that's fucking vague, but okay. Death of a spaceman. All right. AI blades. Player space stations. Lamau, yeah, right. Probably not. Crafting. Base building. Player-to-player trading, implementing the ability for players to set up their own shops and sell wares to other players. Hopefully there are NPC places that you can sell. I do hope that there is a big, huge... Maybe it's done by just players, but I hope there's the ability to have a sandbox, massive market that everyone uses, like the main spot, you know? Player orgs, we know about this. Social apps, we know about that. Citizenship, we know about this. Now for core tech, global illumination, what? I thought this was supposed to be like, wait, I thought it was supposed to be like over behind my camera somewhere. Star audio, Lamau. Star sim, okay. Content instancing. That was a big surprise, and I'm really happy it's there. Dynamic meshing, Starchitect, Planet Tech, dynamic weather. Just that one was like, why do we really need that? Main story, location stories, which I think is going to be really cool, right? Doing little side stuff. Station warfare, introducing station warfare where player organizations battle over multiple ground and space locations to gain protection of planetary shields in lawless star systems. So that sort of implies that it might happen in Nyx as well. Interesting. Then world, we have all the... What is this? Utility tunnels. A new location archetype that brings the sandbox content to landing zones such as municipal works under ArcCorp. Okay. Nyx, the Council, Mercenary Guild, Academy of Sciences, United Resource Workers, Interstellar Transport Guild, Building Interiors, Caster System, Terra System. This is not everything. Not even close. It's, I think this is really good for us watching things happen over the years, having this high level view at stuff. The problem with this is law and security. Well, law and security has been updated from 3.0 all the way until now. So this will never like be marked as done, right? And things like that. So it's the getting law and security to a 1.0 state. You know what I mean? I found this insulting, compounded by the fact that it was hyped up by the devs. I don't find this insulting at all. How would you do this and not have it be like an insane amount of work or whatever? I don't think there's anything to necessarily be insulted by. I just don't think... I think 1.0 both has to be more than what we see here. And I think over time we have to get a lot more information on nearly all of these subjects. These are all going to be the subjects of ISCs, SCLs, all those things. The roadmap has just never been a good resource for information ever, right? It almost isn't even a good resource of like released things, right? There's a ton of things that are in 3.24 that are not even listed on this roadmap. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't take and put too much weight into any of this here. I don't know who this is for, but it is not for the people who watch a dedicated Star Citizen streamer stream 6 to 7 days a week, right? It's probably not for us. Let's go back to this, though. I got to scroll out. All right. And then release view. This has been added to the 3.24 release view. The Star Lancer Max, the CSV-SM, the Polaris, the Hornet Tracker, the Hornet Ghost. All right. Do we know what Hornet was the one with 2 engines? I'm pretty sure it's Super Hornet, but maybe not. Acidic Caves, Rock Caves. I thought those were already on there. Or were they on the 3.23? I can't remember. They're in 3.23, aren't they? Or at 3.24? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. They have nothing in them. Additional player customization. Multi-tool updates. Then it gets into what I'm assuming people are going to be mad about, or thought I was going to be mad about, or think I'm going to be mad about. On review of the support required for server meshing Pyro and general stability of 4.0, we made the choice to temporarily remove several deliverables from 4.0's release to free up necessary engineering bandwidth to prepare for launch. Surprise, surprise. That's not why you did this. But okay. The list includes engineering gameplay, life support, fire hazards, fire extinguishers, charge and drain, and transit refactor. We're aware that many of you are looking forward to these features, especially engineering gameplay, but rest assured that we're committed to pulling these back in as soon as possible. Meanwhile, several features that were planned for Alpha 4.0 have been pulled forward to Alpha 324.2, such as new vehicle HUDs and MFDs, network additions, player customization, multi-tool updates, as those were far enough along for us to bring them to you sooner rather than later. Additionally, the addition of Resource Network allowed us to partially deliver some of the core engineering gameplay functionality in the form of the updated power management MFDs, with more to come. So the following cards have been removed: life support, engineering, fire hazard, fire extinguisher, solar burst. So the whole danger of the system is not going to be there. That's the most surprising one to me. The whole "it's hard to live here in Pyro" thing. Then you haven't delivered Pyro. You've delivered server meshing. And that's okay. So you're going to think that I was mad, but I guess a lot of you forgot what I had said previously. I would have been totally fine with a 325 that was server meshing in the Stanton system. Because the tech is so much more important than the content right now. We as a community have to get this out the door. I do not defend the behavior from this company. I do not defend the literally making this sentence up. You are doing this for a number of reasons, but they're very conveniently not sharing the actual reason, which is we want to get this to you and we want to say that we delivered something before the end of the year, instead of doing the work to have it done by the end of the year, because you put your devs to work 7 days a week to work on a demo that crashed 3 fucking times. Right? And to do presentations for content that they're not even going to start working on for 2 years. Or that's not going to be finished for years at the very least. Right? So let's not forget those things here in this conversation, and we're not. So I'm not just going to white knight this situation and defend these guys. But if you look at the facts and you look at reality, is the most important thing is a stable server meshed experience. Jumping through the gates, or jumping through the jump points, and transitioning between servers with very little issues. That's the most important thing. Me putting out a fire with a fire extinguisher, me getting hit with a solar flare, and me doing what looked like very boring content with the charge and drain stuff in terms of the actual mission content for it at ground locations, you can keep that. The transit system refactor not being done for a 4.0 release is a huge problem. Because that means that when they deliver this 4.0, that it is going to have many problems with transit, elevators, and other things, most likely. In my opinion, server meshing had to come with a mission refactor and a transit refactor. It's my understanding that the mission refactor is in 4.0 right now, but I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. So that's my feelings on it. I'm not as upset as many of you guys seem to be, because the tech is the most important thing. You have to get past this tech hurdle so we can start getting the game. That's it. You have to get past this tech hurdle. If you don't get past this, we never have a game. So am I disappointed? Am I saddened? Is it worthy of a 4.0 number in front of it? Probably. But it's not the 4.0 that we have been served for 4.0 years in a row. It's not what it was said to be. And that takes everything they're saying around 1.0, everything they're saying at CitizenCon, everything they ever say ever as meaningless, pointless, and just doesn't matter. It's whatever you get and whatever makes sense for the time being. And to them, and to me, at least, this makes sense for the time being. So, I don't know. That's all I have on it. I think you guys probably expected me to punch my chair or something, but I just don't care that much anymore. I can't get worked up over stupid shit. And that's it. What is this? Is this some Spectrum post about it? Yeah, Niku just said on Spectrum, and it's going to be really hard for me to show you this. I'll try. Oh, no, maybe it's not as hard as I thought. Here we go. Niku said on Spectrum, with two major milestones, server meshing and Pyro combined into a single update, our priority is to focus on stability and player experience before introducing additional features. We're pretty happy with how these features are developing internally, so we will pull these back in as soon as we can. There's little value in adding new features if the core experience isn't enjoyable. Then why is the transit refactor not in 4.0 there, Mr. Nico? Right? Why is it not there? Because that is going to be a huge problem with the core experience. We're just as excited as you are to see these advancements come to life, but we believe it's wiser to take a measured approach, allowing us to see how these changes perform before adding more to the mix. The 4.0 update will be a significant leap forward, and we cannot wait to welcome everyone to Pyro with the new server meshing technology. And here's the thing. They will never learn their lesson here, because everyone will say, congrats, CIG. We have a fine demonstration of what Spectrum stands for, the most negative possible takes, get the most upvotes. Like, I will totally defend you and all these things. Good job, devs. But good job, devs, doing the best you can with what you got or whatever, right? But not good job of communicating what 4.0 will be for many, many years without you ever knowing what it will be. Without you ever knowing what it will be. That includes all this stuff with 1.0. Can I trust what 1.0 is anymore? Nope. Nope. I can't even make an actual understanding of what any of this will do. WoW will have two whole systems to be boarding. Congrats, CIG. Yeah, I mean, you can laugh at this. I mean, it's funny. Tagi's post is funny as hell. But at the same time, it's as simple as this. You got to make the tech work. You got to make the tech work. There's no point in even talking about 4.0 without making the tech work first. That's it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in the star system if I can't get more than 100 players in it. It doesn't matter what's in the star system if I can't cross a server line. It doesn't matter what's in the star system if the NPCs stand still and don't do anything, right? So this guy Tog is saying that we're bored in Stanton. No shit, you're bored in Stanton because they put too many things in it to have any ability to actually add content to it. So this is the tech that should allow them to add content to it. This has to come first before that. For once, CIG isn't putting the cart before the horse. They're not putting the art before the tech. They're not putting the content before the tech. This is something we should be happy about. This is not something, well, maybe not happy about. You could be disappointed. But, yeah. Macker, no. So, not that I'm aware of, at least. But yeah, anyway, That's how I feel. Is it just is what it is, and we have to just deal with this. I've always been saying, get server meshing out the door. Let every dev know what their boundaries are of what they can make, how many players can be in a server, what the limitations of the engine are, and then done. Make the content. Make the content. Done. That's what's needed here. The only way to make the content is to know what your boundaries are. We have no choice here. It's just the thing that you should be mad about is the way CIG communicated what 4.0 will be for so many years. You should be mad at the people who communicated it, not the people who are sharing the bad news to you. Right? This will be in 4.0. This is how 4.0 will work. This is all the content we're going to deliver in 4.0. They meant 4.x. Oh, my mistake. They meant the entire 4.0 cycle, not when it launched. Oh, I should have known. Nah, man. That's who you should be mad at. Right? But you shouldn't be mad at the situation. They're doing what's best for everyone here, I think. In my opinion, at least. But what do I know? I'm not a game dev.